Spice Rack, where you at? I hope you ain't looking at my hair because we all know it is waving at y'all. Y'all about to see. Listen, I have been struggling with hot flashes for the last 6 months to a year, and lately they've gotten even worse, so your girl does not go anywhere without a fan. But when I did it today, the fan betrayed me, along with my hair and along with my man, because he ain't say nothing to me about my hair. So y'all, please just disregard. I hope you can look past my hair waving at the wind throughout the entire episode and listen to what we had to say. I appreciate y'all coming. Oh, and also, the audio at the beginning is a little but it gets better. Listen, the new year has been rough on your girl. Just bear with us, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you. Love you. Bye. What's up, everybody? I'm your girl Spice from SpiceLifeTv, and I am one of your hosts for the Till the Wheels Fall Off podcast.
And I'm your other host. My name is Creed, and affectionately known as Pookie to the Spice Rack world. And to the rest of y'all, thanks for having me, new to the YouTube scene.
Welcome to our first or second podcast.
Depending on who you are.
Depending on who you are, and depending on the day, and depending on what we decide. So we don't know when you guys are going to see us. Mm-hmm. This is our second podcast we've shot today because the first one didn't record.
True story.
So hopefully we will not miss anything. But yeah, you ready to get into the show?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. To episode 2.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you guys.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
that's good.
Ooh, that is good. All right, babe. So let's tell the people. We're going to start our show with the segment High and Low.
High and low.
High of the week, low of the week.
What's your high of the week?
I will say my high of the week, which this is a longer story and we will definitely get into that later today. But my high is when your girl got that check from her homeowner's insurance?
Absolutely.
To help her fix her water pipe that bursted. Mm-hmm. Girl, it burst. And we got our check, so that now we can get everything fixed. Mm-hmm. And thank the Lord for that, because it was higher than we expected, and we even get a little bit more in our pocket, mm-hmm. which is a blessing. And you know how, y'all know, if you've been following me, you know my money is don't play with me. Yeah. Don't play with me about him or my money, and then we can be fine. Other than that, I'd be ready to cut you. So that was definitely my high. What's your high, babe?
I love it. My high was getting the water turned back on.
Oh, yeah.
We got it turned on at the beginning of the week, and it's been like a good, 3-4 days?
Yeah.
And it's just so lovely. I love it.
Just to be able to go and wash your tail whenever you want to go and just really wash your hands good. We were having a hard time. And just clarify, let the people know why. It wasn't because we didn't have the money to pay our bill.
No, you told them. You told them already. Our water main
water was off. The pipe busted.
And we had trouble getting it fixed because apparently that is a thing. We know a couple other people whose pipe busted way before ours, and they still haven't got it fixed. So we definitely request.
Ours broke the week of Christmas. And
the Wednesday of Christmas.
Yeah, the Wednesday before Christmas. So we had not had water until last Wednesday.
Sunday.
No.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
I'm sorry.
I was about
Damn.
to say, what?
I just said 4 days.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
So we got water last Wednesday, which actually when they watch this will be a couple weeks old. So we're 2-3 weeks into January now. Yeah, so absolutely. It was a trying time for both of us, but we made it through, and I think we handled that really well together.
We did, because we had a lot going on too.
Oh.
So on top of
let's wait for that.
Oh, I'm not gonna tell them.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, on top of the water thing, we had 2 or 3 things going on too, that we had to handle the water in the midst of all this stuff, and so that's what made it even more crazy, but more rewarding, because like she said, we handled it real well.
We did.
Real well.
We did. And we'll definitely get into that, because that's a lot of what today's episode is about. Mm-hmm. So what do you think your low was? I know what my low was, and I'll start. Babe, for one, I'll just say, my low was seeing him. He was a little bit injured this week. His back was bad. He was in a lot of pain, was sleeping on the couch because our bed wasn't comfortable. You could just tell by his disposition that he wasn't feeling good and wasn't really comfortable. And, I love him. So, of course, I want to help him and fix him and make him better. And when you can't do that for someone that you really, really give a fuck about, it's sad. It hurts my
Yeah,
feelings, and it made me
does.
sad. Like, oh, because I just don't like you when you're not 100%.
I know that about you, and that's why I tried to kind of like,
Oh, I can tell.
keep it cool. But yeah, it's definitely trying. I'm sorry that was a bad week for you.
I mean, I just don't like to see you in pain, but
Yeah.
I feel like you do the same for me.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
so that was definitely my low. What do you think your low was?
My low was being in pain because it's been going on for a while, and so with trying to sit up out here on the couch every night, I haven't slept very well for days. Actually a week, and
he works such a hard job.
Yeah, and you know me, you know how I am. I'm temperamental, ready to get in the motherfucker real quick.
You be ready.
But I noticed I've been like a lot quicker lately.
Cause you're tired.
Yeah, because I'm tired. So that's been my down. Tomorrow's Friday, so
is it?
Tomorrow is Friday, so we
Thank
made
God
it through
for
the week.
small blessings.
And I knew at this time this week it was gonna be like this. I knew it's Sunday because I knew I had to work regardless of how my back felt. And so I was just kind of trying to prepare myself, but you can't prepare for that, y'all. When your back hurt.
I know. Hopefully you don't have to work Saturday and you can get good 2 days off.
Yeah, that'd be good. What's got stuff to do?
Okay, so that's our high and low.
That's our high and low.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into these questions. So we are going to do our high and low segment, and then we have a question from different question games that I've gotten over the years, and we never really played them. And the questions sometimes are pretty good.
What's this?
This is called Convo and Chill. I saw this on Instagram or YouTube. Somebody was in... Actually, I think it was on YouTube because there's a channel that does similar things like this. But really, it's all about just kind of building connections and like helping people start conversations and get to know each other. But I thought this would be kind of a fun segment for them to get to know me better and for them to get to know you, because a lot of them just know you from what I've been telling them.
Right.
So let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, you answer the question first. Let me pick.
Okay.
And you answer the question. So.
Okay.
That one.
I'm almost done with my cup. Where's that bottle at? I should have brought that.
I don't know if you want me to ask you this question.
Why?
Everybody and mom already know the answer, but I kind of still want to hear your answer.
Ask.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Would you wait and stay loyal if your partner got 5 years in prison?
Now? Ugh, no. Same partner? There's the question. Listen,
partner.
It'd have to be you, and it only could be because you went to prison for doing something to save me. I am not doing prison anymore. I can't do it.
She's not doing prison anymore, and I respect that. However, in the context of the question, we already know that she would stay with a partner. She would stay loyal to a partner for 5 years because she did it for your boy for 20 plus. Straight.
I don't want to do it no more.
You won't have to. You want to know why? Your partner won't make you.
Thank you, because I'm done, y'all. That's a lot. But yeah, I would if I had to, but I sure don't want to, and I would be mad.
So let me ask you this, because I think this is good information for the world, right? What is it that makes you do that? What is it that makes you stay loyal to somebody like that? Like what? Because we know. Yeah. You and I know that it's not, everybody's not built for that.
No, loyalty is definitely a trait, a gene, a characteristic. It is something I think you can become more loyal as you get older or grow, but I think you either know how to do it or you don't.
So I'm about to ask you that, is there degrees of loyalty?
I think people have different degrees of loyalty.
Okay.
And I just think mine was with you only.
Which I'm
at
grateful
the
for.
highest level. I mean, you, like, if it was you, of course, if it was like my brother or anybody that I really, really deal with.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, too, with you, it just was like me and you, we were more than just boyfriend and girlfriend. We were always best friends. And it was so like, I gotta be there for my boy if nothing else.
Yeah.
For a lot of times. Like, it was just like, that's my boy. Like, I ain't about to leave him.
Yeah.
I'm not about to let him do this by himself. We in this together. Like, it was really a lot of that. Like, we were ride or die. But yeah, I do not. Y'all, prison is not fun.
I'm an advocate of the ride or die shit, but I ain't no advocate of stupidity. And like I said, I'm not gonna put her in a position to do that again. And I didn't do anything to put her in a position the first time. However, it happened, and she stayed. And she, not only did she stay, she wasn't there as no dead weight. She was there sometimes pulling your boy along. You know what I'm saying? So loyalty on top of being in it with the person. Like, some people are loyal but they end up being an albatross
Yeah, making it
to that
worse.
person, but she was not, and
There's
so
been
I
a couple
appreciate
times
that.
we were like, "Oh, that poor guy!" Like, they
Yes.
visit, and you like, "Why did she come here?"
Exactly.
You just ruined his whole little bit of a day.
Exactly. So, but I appreciate that though.
I also think too, though, like, I'm all down. I'm totally down for when there's a woman that loves her man and she riding with him. Like, we know, especially black women, we will ride for our man.
Absolutely.
And I'm down for that, but I'm also only down for it though if he would do it for you. And like you said, you ain't down for stupidity. I'm not down for stupidity either. And I would only be able to do that with someone that was shown and proven that he would ride for me just as much as he could in that situation. Now, if you out here acting a donkey before you go in, and then you think I'm gonna ride with you, boy, bye.
Absolutely.
But we see that. You see a lot of chicks that he's a donkey out on the streets, but he's locked up, and she thinks that means he's there and safe and nobody can touch him.
Yeah.
And how many times we seen that not be the truth?
Ain't nobody, listen, I ain't never seen a man allow a prison wall stop him from talking to a woman. I ain't never seen a man allow a prison wall stop him from getting his money. Now, he might not be getting as much as he was before, but he's still going to try something. And it's just certain things that prison walls can't stop. So, we didn't watch plenty of dudes get caught up. One girl come to the visit, the other girl show up, and then it's a whole showdown.
Passing each other, y'all.
Yeah, we just seen
Because a lot of times the visits would be split in half. You could stay the whole day, but you'd have to leave at a certain time for another group to come in. And I have witnessed, like, they literally pass each other in the hall and don't even know.
Yeah.
Unless the guards are messy or somebody's visitor is messy and tells them, and that happens too.
The cold part about it is, the girl is the only one that doesn't know.
I know.
That's the sad part.
And then you being the other girl that want to be like, and you got to literally sit on your, okay, I'm so glad we're out of that. I'm so glad we're out of that.
You all right? You good?
PTSD. Still traumatized. Okay. I want to know, because this changes sometimes. Who is your celebrity crush?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I say right now, it's been my celebrity crush for a long time.
Who?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh.
I mean, it hasn't changed since it
Be
started.
mad about, I'm not mad about that. She's hot.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful. Her eyes are beautiful. Her hair. Her personality.
Her personality really gets me. Like, she looks good, but her personality is dope.
You know, she really, a lot of times reminds me of my cousin Kim.
I can see that.
Well, and what I'll say is, I don't know her a lot in real life. I will say the character she plays reminds me of my cousin Kim.
Yeah.
Just kind of like.
You mean on the Blackish?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That character, absolutely. Yeah, that's been my celebrity crush since she was on like Girlfriends, and like my celebrity crushes are kind of come and gone, but that's the one that has.
Girl, he like them all. Any color, any flavor, any size, any shape. He likes them all. Equal opportunity lover. And if you look at his crushes and then you saw me, you'd be like, how did we get here? Because I look like nothing. Like your crushes.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not going to pick a crush that looks like you. I got you. So, I mean, you're
picking
I know,
different
I'm picking
things.
something else.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm going to pick a woman like you. No, I got this right here. This is on lock.
That's interesting because I'm really only attracted to like a certain look or a certain type of man.
Mm-hmm.
So my the ones that I'd be attracted to typically do have something similar to you.
No, I feel that. It's just that I have a plethora of things that I like, and you definitely like are all the things that I like.
Don't do it.
Open your eyes.
Open
your eyes.
Don't do it.
You're definitely all the things I like, but then when I see something else, I'll be like, babe, like I like that, you know. And that's how it happens. So.
And I appreciate when you do like something, because I like women a lot. I love like complimenting a woman's body or being like, look at her, giving her props. And if I say like, babe, look at her booty, or look at how her titties be sitting up.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be able to have banter like that with you.
You should be able to, but it's hard for me to see somebody and be like, yeah. Like usually when you point somebody out, I'll be like,
you don't really be giving it. That's why I honestly, if we weren't together, I think that no matter who you got with, whether I thought she was bad or not, I would be so jealous. Because I know how hard it is to get your attention. And I'd be like, what the did she do?
I mean, I feel the same way.
Even if I didn't think she was cute, I would feel away because I'm like, oh, she got him though.
But you know, like it's easy to get your attention.
That's true.
It's not easy to get your attention. So if you was with somebody, I'd be like, what the did he do?
No, you wouldn't.
I would. Like, I would say, Huh?
You'd be like, you think that he was some Rudy Poo that had a lot of money and was a nerd.
I would think that, which would take me to the next question, which would be like, what did he do to catch her attention?
Yeah, because I don't get no nerd is gonna catch this.
Nah, and 9 times out of 10, if you were somebody that's not me, it's gonna be a nerd. I mean,
that's what he thinks. He really thinks he's the only cool guy on the planet.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying on the hip factor, it's going to take a
okay,
a
let
hit.
me be clear. Oh, you're saying hit factor, not hip.
No, hip.
So you're saying you're the hip monitor.
I'm saying anybody that you
level?
get with after me, you're going to take a hit on the hip level. Don't rub me.
That's so cute. That's cute though. Did you think? I'm gonna let you think that, boo.
You do that.
Yeah, you do that, Frank.
Let me tell y'all something. Confidence is of utmost importance. False confidence is bad, which is something I don't have.
Okay.
All right, so we done with the convo and chill portion of this show, correct?
Moving on.
Huh?
Yeah,
we done with the
we're
convo
done.
and chill part of the show? Huh?
I cannot stand you.
Let's go.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today, we decided to call this episode Unexpected Expectations.
Right.
Because we've had a lot of them in the last 30 days or more.
Yeah.
A lot has happened, and I think that we owe you guys that because we told y'all we was coming. The podcast was coming January. Here it is. Y'all ain't getting it till probably the first week of February. And you ain't even heard from us. We've been ghost.
Yeah, ghost.
A lot has gone on. So also too, I think you heard me say that this might be your first or your second podcast. We've actually shot 4, but we had to decide not to shoot some or show some of them because when we initially shot them, we knew we'd be showing them within the next couple weeks in January. And since that didn't happen, some things are just outdated and it's just too late now. So.
Absolutely.
Where do we even start?
Tell them what you mean by unexpected expectations.
Good idea.
And then I think that will kind of carry us in.
So, we had an expectation that we were going to go to my brother's wedding, who I adore him and love him and was so happy that my little brother was getting married on New Year's Eve, which was going to be a whole thing anyway. It was literally a ball. Like, we all were dressed in black and gold. Everyone had I had on a ball gown. I posted pictures on my Instagram so y'all could see. If y'all were following me on my stories, I posted all the whole night. So we kicked it. We had planned to just fly down, have this epic mini pre-honeymoon. We were going to get a nice hotel, spend a couple nights, go to a couple nice restaurants, hang out with my brother, his wife, and just have a good little long weekend.
Before you continue, let the audience know geographically how far were we at.
So we're in Washington State, and my brother lives in California. So we were just going to take a little 2-hour flight to California. Simple, easy peasy. Mind you, my whole family from Washington, which both sides of my family live in Washington, we were all going down to support my brother Nick for his wedding. Everybody had bought their tickets. Every plane ticket was bought, and we were ready to go. Now, I said we live in Washington. Everybody knows Washington is known for rainy weather. We get more of a bad rap about rain. We get rain, but it don't be like they say it is or how people think it is.
It's even more than rain. It's just unpredictability in the weather.
So, it was our first Christmas together because last year we didn't get to actually spend Christmas. So I'm so pumped. I'm decorating. I'm ready for us to have Christmas and then we're going to go on this trip. And I was like, what if we get a white Christmas? If we get a white Christmas, that'll be the perfect Christmas ever. So, God being specific and I wasn't specific and said when I wanted that snow to come and go. He don't give us snow on Christmas. He gives us snow the week that we're supposed to be leaving to go on our trip. Now we get a good dumping Saturday, Sunday, Monday maybe?
Well, yeah, we got a good dumping on.
It was
weekend.
Saturday, Sunday because I remember my sister's supposed to leave Monday and her flight got canceled.
Right.
We're not leaving till Wednesday, so we're thinking we got time. We're going along, packing. We're getting ready to leave. Snow is still here, and they have the forecast saying more is on the way. And we're like, wait a minute. It's December. We don't really get snow that much, which is people think we do. We don't get a whole lot of snow, and normally if we do, it's not until January, February, March-ish time. Like, we don't get it in the winter very much, not often. Well, we did this year. I mean, some places in our area, this is unheard of, had like 6 inches. We had like 2, maybe 3. And of course, because it's Washington and we don't get snow like this, the state shuts down. Like, they were like, no planes going in or out. My sister's plane was on Monday. Hers got canceled. Now she's scrambling because she's like, how am I going to get down there? Other family members were already planning to drive because of health conditions, so it was just easier and safer for them to drive. So she's like, okay, crap, I got to jump in and drive with them. Because at the time, we're still thinking we got a flight.
Right.
We about to leave. My auntie, my sister was supposed to leave, then we were supposed to leave, and then my auntie was leaving the next day. Well, her flight gets canceled. She doesn't leave until Thursday, and they cancel her flight on Tuesday. We leave Wednesday, and our flight still hasn't been canceled. So we're like, oh crap, what has got to happen? It's like, she has to be there. My brother had asked her to do the toast. If you don't know, my mom is deceased. My dad's not really in our lives, so my brother, it was important for his family to show up, and for him to ask my auntie, who he knows, she don't really talk much. It was a thing. Like, it was important. So, and she's my mom's sister, so she has to be there. Like, she's one of like our parent figures. So we ended up having to make the last minute decision. If auntie don't go, there is no way she can drive down by herself for 20 hours and Thursday to get there in time for the wedding on Friday. So we had to make a decision and call it. Even though our flight hadn't been canceled, we said, let's take one for the team and pack up, and we decided to drive down to California. What happened right before we decided, the week before we left, though. We missed that part.
So before we left, the week before Christmas, our water main pipe breaks. It's either got a split in it or it completely busted. But whatever the case, my baby was hearing some water running in the house. It was late one night. I think we was about to go to bed, so it was kind of quiet, and she was like, I hear something, and it sounded like water running. And me, I'm thinking, it's just water running through the pipe, so no big deal. The next day, she calls me at work and says, I still hear it. Do you think we should call the plumber? We have a friend that's a plumber and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Mind you, while this is all going down and we're connecting with the plumber just to kind of do a little have him come out do a little preemptive inspection, while we're getting that together, the pipe burst. I'm at work an hour away. And baby,
I was getting my hair done for the wedding that I was leaving for.
Yes, you was getting your hair done and stressing while you was at the hair place because you was thinking about that pipe.
Yeah, because I was like, that noise that's not normal, and there's too much water coming through the pipe. It sounded like we had all the faucets turned on, and I'm like, it has to be going somewhere. So
and you think I would know this? You think I would know this? But she's been living in this house for a long time. She knows the sounds and whatnot, and I was even giving pushback. I was like, "Hey, that's nothing. That's just water going by." He laughed at
me. He made me feel like I was being so dramatic.
I didn't know. And then at the end of that conversation, in my mind, I was like, because she had said it like, "I've been living here a long time. I know the sounds." And I was like, "She do know the sounds."
Like, it caught me off. It was literal something. Like, something is not normal here. Like, it caught me before we were going to bed.
Absolutely. So, long story short, the pipe breaks the next day. She calls me. We get the plumber out here. He stops. He shuts the water off. But damage is done.
Because I come home, and now when I left that morning, there was no water downstairs because I still heard the sound. So I went down to just investigate. There was nothing. But I was gone for about 5 hours getting my hair done. I come back, and there's literally water all over the floor downstairs.
Water all over the floor.
And when you're stepping on it, it's coming through the ground.
Yeah.
And mind you, we just did our basement. We just remodeled it this summer. I think we told y'all about some of the mishaps that went with that before the wedding. So this is a brand new, that floor ain't even 6 months old yet. It ain't even really stuck to the floor good.
Honestly, it's just like less than 5 months old because that was the last thing we did. And so it was like that happened, and it was a little heartbreaking in terms of the work that we put into the basement.
His work, and we're literally cutting up the floor that he put down, beating in the wall. I had to break the wall down to try to find the shutoff valve because we had it closed up for whatever reason. But It just broke my heart. It was devastating to see us literally breaking all of our work, like hammers going through the wall trying to get to this leak to find things.
And when this is happening, one of the things you're not thinking about is homeowners insurance. Like, I got insurance, no problem.
Right.
You're looking at all your stuff being damaged by water. That's all you think
Just
about.
Gone.
So it was a little heartbreaking,
traumatizing. And mind you, now we don't have water.
Now we don't have
the water is shut off at the main thing. Like, if there's no water.
Yeah.
And so that happened on Wednesday. We're scrambling trying to get the people coming in to dry the flooring and take up stuff and dry the walls out. The plumber's coming in to see what he can do. And now we're trying to connect with homeowners insurance. All of that's happening Saturday, Sunday, Monday, up until Tuesday, about when we had to decide, are we going to just have to drive my auntie down there? Mm-hmm. We decided we had to drive her down there because there's no way. Yeah. And we still, even though our plane wasn't canceled yet, it wasn't until the next day, and we were like, let's just get ahead of it. Because if everybody else's plane's canceled, ours is going to have to be canceled. Y'all, we pack up the car, put my auntie in it, and we start to driving. Do you know that our plane never got canceled?
The only one that didn't get canceled.
The only one that didn't get canceled was our plane. So we did not have to do that drive because our plane would have still got there. Mm-hmm. Well, then we drove down and we're thinking, well, let's go ahead and just get the plane and catch it back. Because my auntie was saying, she was like, you guys just get your plane, or at least worst case, we would send Creed back because he had to go to work, and then I would help drive her. Me and her would drive back, which I'm glad we didn't do, because my nerves were just at the end of. That would have been, we'd have had to take more breaks, we'd have had to spend the night more, and I was ready to just be home and to be with you. So that was great, but we ended up driving down, get down there, think we're going to fly back, and when we get down there, guess what I got before we even got to California? A message that our flight home was canceled. Not because of snow, but because the staff in LAX, they didn't have enough staff to do the plane because of COVID. Yeah. So we couldn't even fly back if we wanted to. So the flight there did not get canceled. The one coming home did get canceled. And now we're stuck having to drive.
Forced to drive back. Leave early to get back in time for me to be able to just have a second that Sunday night.
To get some good sleep to go to work Monday. Yeah. We can't, he already took a couple days off for the wedding. We can't take more off because we got our honeymoon coming up and he needs those days. So the unexpected expectation, like I said, we thought we were going down for this long, fun weekend. Mind you, Babe had not been back to his Cali, which is like his home. Mm-hmm. And the whole longer than you've been locked up? Like,
yeah, it's been like
30 years?
It's close. It's been at least 27.
Yeah. So I had all these grand plans for us to like have time to go driving around and him to see stuff. When I tell you we got to California, we were moving till we left California. Like there was no downtime.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
One of the things that didn't happen to California is we didn't get no sleep. We got to California at 4:30 in the morning. And we finally showered and were laying down in bed. And it was 7 o'clock in the morning. And we couldn't go to sleep. Because we knew we had to be up. And we was delirious as hell and laughing. We were laughing for no reason. We were just delirious. So we had been up all night. And then the next day we had to help Nick.
My brother.
Her brother.
They had their rehearsal dinner and all that stuff. So
we were up.
And then, Babe, bless his heart, the plan was we were going to stay with my brother the first night, go to the hotel the second, third night, and then end again with my brother the last night. Mm-hmm. So we get there the first night, and we, are bustling, getting ready to go to the hotel, and Babe forgets his coat. Now, the whole time on the trip, because Callie is really big on the vaccine card, you couldn't even get into the venue without having proof of vaccine or your negative test results. So I was like, Babe, get your vaccine card. And he put the vaccine card in his pocket. And I specifically was like, Babe, are you sure that's a good idea? Because that means you cannot leave your coat. He was
I don't.
He was like, I got it. I'm good. Guess what happened?
I left my coat.
About 30 minutes from where the venue was. So we get all the way there. Babe's like, crap, don't have my card. Mm-hmm. We were able to finagle it that night, but he had to have it for the ceremony because we didn't want no mess. So he had to go back the next day while I'm getting hair and makeup. I thought he was going to be able to at least chill and get a nap in then. He had to drive 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes in Cali time is really could be like anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what's going on. So it was just like one thing after another. The whole weekend, we're just like completely... The great part though was that we were so swept up in the excitement of the festivities that we didn't have to sit and just wallow in what was happening at home. Like, we still thought about it, and it was definitely on our minds, and we were still making moves while we were there. But when I tell you, we had the most amazing time.
We did. We had a good time.
The wedding was beautiful. My brother, his bride, like, it was perfect. We had so much fun. New Year's Eve is his like only holiday really that he likes to get down on, that and July 4th.
Yeah.
So we were able to spend the first New Year's Eve together at a big party, all dressed up. We got to kiss at midnight. They played Auld Lang Syne, which I don't know if I told Leisha, but I think I told you.
I think you told Leisha afterwards.
Maybe. But Leisha's my new sister, my sister-in-law. But we kind of had a moment at New Year's Eve, and I just lost it. Like, I just started, like, literally crying, like, where your shoulders move. Because it was like, right at this moment, my dream has come true. Yeah. This is a dream come true. Like, I've had that a few times since you've been home. And that one, everybody, like, people think that they would think that it would be my wedding day. And that was, of course, a dream come true. But the difference is like, while you were away, I always thought about, like, yeah, I knew we'd get married and that we'd be together. But every year, it was always, New Year's Eve was this new layer of hope that I would give myself that, like, this year, we're going to win our appeal. This year, he's going to get time back. This time next year, I'm going to be able to bring in the new year with him. So every year, it was just like, not necessarily a resolution, but you know how you always are just like, this is the year. Yeah. This is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. This is the last New Year's I have to spend alone. I always would think and dream about that. Oh, God, I'm about to cry. I am about to cry. Ooh, don't do it, girl. This being the one year that it actually happened, and I always have, like, had dreams of that song, Auld Lang Syne, like, for all acquaintance be fair, da, 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 da. That song always makes me break down and just makes me happy, and, like, it just gives me that hope and that, like, yeah, next year's gonna be a great year, you know? And when me and you did the countdown and then the kiss, and then they played that song, and you were there in my arms and we were together. When I tell you, honey, just thinking about it, it still is just such a moment that I'll never forget for so many reasons. Like I said, something I've always waited for. But then it was also my baby brother's wedding. Like,
yeah, and I remember that day more so for us being together on New Year's than I would for Nick's wedding, no disrespect. But just because we had pined for that day for so long, we were in full party mode when it struck midnight. Like, we had a few drinks on us, we had been dancing, I had sweated through my suit.
We were just like,
and then
he done stole a gold hat that he was rocking in the party.
And we was feeling it. And then they started the countdown. And I already had her in my arms on the dance floor. But they started the countdown, and I don't know. I think they might have got to 5 when I saw you start to have a reaction. And then by the time we had to 0 and we kissed, yeah, you lost it.
I did.
You lost it.
I really did. It was like, but it was not any sad. Well, it was a little sad. That's the thing. It was so much happiness and joy behind it, but it was sad of how many, like, just how many that we didn't get, and that I was thinking of all the years that I had said it and, like, hoped it and it didn't happen. Even though it did just happen, there was still some sadness to that, because I remember every year it didn't happen and how that sadness felt. But then also too, like, it wasn't, I don't know, it was just so many different feelings. So many different feelings. But while there was as much happiness, there was a lot of sadness there, because it's weird, it's happy, and because things are so, like, better, it's not, you don't just get to think about that. At least I don't. I always think about, like, it's great now, but, like, you still remember, like, yeah, man, those were some hard years, though, when it wasn't. Yeah. And it's not because I'm, like, not trying to be grateful. It's what it is. Like, it's still, you still lived it, and there's still trauma in it, and it's very much some PTSD.
Absolutely.
On so many different levels, but yeah. So
that was a dope night.
It was such a good night.
It was a dope night. Not to mention the wedding and the festivities and the food
and the people.
Great. And the people were great.
And our new family members, like, Alicia's family is so dope. I love all of them. They love us. Like, everybody just connects really well. Her friends are dope. Like,
his friends are dope.
Like, and mind you, it was not all, but a lot of black folks. And we live in Washington. We don't see that a lot. There's not a lot of times where you get that. And if there are, it's a lot of others sprinkled in. It's very diverse mix up here. You know, I mean, this is down there too, but there's not enough of us to fill a room up here. Does that make sense? Whereas they had, 200-300 people?
Yeah.
Mostly all black, all professionals, all like dressed to the nines, looking good, smelling good, no mess. Like, food was good, the music was better, the dancing was bomb. Everybody had the best time. Like, and the most attractive people I've ever seen. Like, everybody was beautiful. It was just like, okay.
It was crazy because the DJ was back there jamming. Like, he put the music on and then take the headphones off and was back there gigging,
like he was
doing the newest dances. I was like, okay, this is a real party.
It was. There were so many like highs of that night, and one of the best ones, if I can get it, I will put the picture in. But it was of you. You and Alicia had been dancing to some California rapper.
Yeah, they had a West Coast thing on.
Yeah, and y'all was gigging like Babe was out there sea walking. And the thing about them that made my heart so big is because he's pretty reserved most of the time. If you know him, he acts a whole donkey, and he's just a fool like all the time. But when you don't, he's very reserved, very like chill, kind of like he'll have a good time, but you don't see him just let his hair down. And it was a room of strangers, and I don't know if it was the liquor.
First of all, I had to get rid of the feelings of abandonment that I felt that night because your cousin Tyler didn't decide not to show up.
No, he didn't. He didn't decide.
He did.
He didn't. We didn't tell that part.
It's the second time that he's done this to me, and I keep telling him, I'm like, bro, when I expect you to be there, you never show up.
Don't do that. He shows up.
He got snowed in. He was one.
He got snowed in, and they got sick too. So some of them. Oh, we didn't tell. We got to get to that part.
We'll get to that.
So yeah, that's why he didn't come. He didn't just abandon him. He's so dramatic.
But he did. If I was at the wedding and he wasn't there, what's the feeling you get? Abandonment. So that's that.
Okay.
Well, me and him will talk about that soon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll talk about that.
Anyway, no, but what?
Your hair is blowing this way. It's blowing over here. I didn't want to.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to stop.
Thanks. What was I saying?
You said anyway. So he's going something else. What's the
Oh,
next
I was
story?
saying. So the best part was you dancing. And at the end, him and Alicia, all the Cali kids were just like dancing it up. It was like after midnight then, like closer.
Yeah.
The lights had come on, like it was time to get ready to go.
Yeah.
But all the Cali kids were still there. They were all dancing. Babe was in the mix. He was dancing. They was all gigging. And then at the end, I turned and took a picture, and he's standing there like with this big smile, this gold hat on. Alicia's right in front of him. That'd have been the only thing. If she was doing it or was in the front of it, would have only been the thing to make it better. But your face you just could see pure, unadulterated happiness.
It was joy. I've been looking for over 23 years. I was in a joint, and I was just thinking like, man, I would love to party in Cali again, right? And the opportunity to go to this wedding was great, to be there for my brother-in-law, you know what I'm saying, to show love to my sister-in-law. But to be able to party and drink and have fun and be safe and be around somebody I love, those are things that I was thinking about for years and years. So when it finally happened, I was in heaven.
You were.
You couldn't, I don't think you could find me one time that night without a smile on my face.
I couldn't find him half the night, period, because I'd be like, where is my husband? Has anybody seen Creed? He would just disappear, and then all of a sudden, I would find him like 20 minutes later, bursting through the door like.
Yeah,
like
I would
he
go
never
out.
left.
I would go out and get some air sometimes because it was just a lot. But I wanted to make sure that everybody didn't. I didn't want to focus on me, so I would just go outside and just kind of give me some air, and then come back in and still be ready to party. It was a dope atmosphere.
It was.
And for somebody like me, to be able to party in the atmosphere, your brother and sister-in-law provided a very good atmosphere.
Job. They
dope.
did a wonderful job.
Yeah, it was dope.
I know that it wasn't everything that they had expected, and unfortunately, COVID played a big part in that.
It did.
But I hope that they realize it was beautiful, and nobody knew that it wasn't what they expected.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful, and I just love them, and I'm so glad that we were able to get there. But I'm telling you, it would have had to snow for 5 days straight and literally cover my car for me not to get to that wedding. I was going to be at my brother's wedding.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to walk half the way, ride the bus, catch a hitchhike, I was going to be there.
Yeah,
if I was coming in, as he was saying I do, I was getting to that wedding. Like, there was nothing going to stop us. And so we did it.
Yeah.
So then we come home. It's time to come home.
Now it's time to come home.
My grandma, my uncle, and my 2 aunts, they stayed to drive back together. And we went ahead and pushed it. They were going to stay an extra day, and we just wanted to use that day to drive and get home so we could have that time to get ready for the week. Because we both have stuff going on here. And, you know, even though the water's off, I'm still like, what's going on in my house? Like, I need to know what's going on there. Mm-hmm. So we literally jump in the car, and we did break it into 2 days instead of making it 1.
We did.
We spent the night. We drove like 8 hours, spent the night, so we weren't overly exhausted. And then we went ahead and come home. It was cute, though, because Babe went ahead. Did you book the hotel, or I did? You did. Mm-hmm. Babe booked the hotel because I was driving. That's right. And he did such a good job. Booked it. Never done that before. Well, you did for our wedding, but not like in the car last minute. Mm-hmm. Not in a city that we've never been to. And so he books it, and it's fine. We get there, and it's clearly like the travel lodge kind of a hotel. It's literally for like the truckers or people that are doing things that maybe aren't the best, that they pay by the day or the hour.
It's the type of place that you would put a coin in a slot next to the nightstand and the bed and start rattling.
It wasn't that bad, but
I'm saying it looked like it though.
Yeah.
It looked like it from the outside, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't horrible.
Yeah,
it was clean.
It was clean.
It didn't smell. It was no like smoky. It's
to.
just not. You know, I'm used to.
We being bougie, and I'm not even a bougie mom.
But I told him for a road trip, that's the kind of hotels you get. You just pop in to sleep, shower, wash your butt, and get ready to go again. Yeah. So, and that's all we had it for. So he had his first little experience with that because he was like, oh,
Let me tell you something. I'm going to give y'all a rundown real quick because I've been in a lot of hotel rooms over the years, okay? Anytime you go to a hotel room, when you open the door, if you have to step up into your hotel room, that's a bad sign. If you step up into the hotel room, I'm telling you right now, it's more like the trucker type place. I guarantee you.
And normally I would have been like, I ain't staying here, but I was tired. We were exhausted. Like my bouginess went to sleep. My bougie took a nap.
We were so tired. We didn't stop getting to eat.
We ate
what we had left over from Denny's earlier that
we
day.
had that morning. Yeah, we was exhausted.
So
we push it. We get home. Thankfully, the passes aren't closed because everybody's been telling us the pass would close. They got stuck or had to do a 3-hour detour. We made record time. Even we were able to stop in Portland, say hey to our friend and his baby that we hadn't got to see in a long time. Get home. House is still in one piece. And we're unloading the car. We're about to brought water or got water here. So when we came home, we knew we were going to have to wash up, do our little whole bath in the sink. Because remember, we still ain't got water. So we had all that. We were ready to put water in the toilet so we could flush the toilets and get ready to chill out before we had to get ready for the next day. And all of a sudden, when we get home, I'm like, I don't really feel that good. And I knew instantly when my ears started to hurt, the way it was hurting, I was like, ooh, that's how I felt after I got my first COVID shot. And so I instantly was like, oh crap, I think this might be it. Now, mind you, we went to the wedding. Everybody had been everybody had either been tested, vaccinated, whatever. They tried to do as many precautions as could. They encouraged masks. We all had masks most of the time. And even throughout the night, there were times when if I was around, which didn't really make sense. Either you have the mask on or you don't, because there's just so much. But there was clearly times where people didn't have our mask on. But the moment that I thought, oh, damn, this is not a good idea, it was closer to the end of the night. The night was winding down, and everybody's on the dance floor, and they had everybody get behind the bride and the groom and take this one big, huge, epic group picture. And me being the sister, I'm like, sister gets to be up front. Like, I'm pushing my way through trying to be next to them, which means I am enclosed by all of these people breathing on you, which I'm sure I had it before
cheese
that.
And everything else.
I'm sure I had it before that, but still, at that moment, I remember me and my brother looked at each other, and I was thinking, oh, shit, this is not good. And I don't know if he did, but I do remember he put his mask on. He was like, okay, let me put my mask, because they had a honeymoon to go to. So they're just trying to be, safe. Anyway, moving forward, I get home, and I'm like, my ears don't hurt. I don't feel good. And the next day, he goes to work, and I sleep pretty much the whole day. And he calls me, and he's like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, no, I'm not feeling good. I think I might got it. So I went the next morning and got tested, sure enough, positive for COVID. So then I tell him, go get tested. He comes the next day, gets tested. He's positive for COVID. My grandma was positive, my uncle, his wife, and the only one that wasn't positive was my other aunt that rode down with us, and she literally had her mask on the entire trip, did not take it off for anything. And I really think that that's like proof that it does help. Also, too, I don't know. But everybody who went, even my other aunt and my other uncle, everybody that went down from Washington came back and had COVID.
Did Courtney get it?
Courtney had it too.
Oh, I didn't never get that report.
My sister had it too. Everybody got it. And that was also the reason some of the family members didn't get to go. So the ones that got snowed in and the flights got canceled, they didn't get to go for the flights getting canceled. But the other set of cousins, they didn't get to go because they got sick and got COVID before they even left. So so now we're back home and both of us are sick and we don't have water. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do it, y'all. I needed to be able to use the restroom and wash my hands and just be sick without having to juggle how I'm using with this water, this limited water that we have. So I went ahead and was like, babe, we're going to book into an Airbnb. I booked it and moved in and told him where it was and was like, meet me there, basically. So I brought our laundry because I got one that had a wash machine because I'm like, if we're going to be there for 4 days or 3 or 4 days, let's just clean everything. Let's use it like it's our home. So we got an Airbnb not far from the house, and I'm just so grateful that we were able to do that after spending more money than we planned. Like, we lost money on that trip.
Absolutely.
Because our plane ticket didn't get canceled. The one going didn't get canceled, so that just was a loss for us. And now we're paying gas loss. We weren't planning to do that, and we had to pay a hotel. So we lost on that trip, which, I mean, fine. But then, normally, in years previous to you, I would never have been able to come back from a trip like that and then put another big chunk to go and stay somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I was just so grateful that we were able to do that together.
Yeah. It's hard to look at it like that in the midst of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, it's really the only thing that matters. Because we both grew up in the type of situation where money wasn't plentiful. There was no such thing as extra money.
Right.
And we're definitely in a position right now to where we have those type of things, and when we're fortunate that an unexpected event isn't always disastrous for us.
That's
a
so
blessing.
Grateful. Yeah.
That's a blessing. There's people living from check to check every day, and so they just hoping that disastrous thing don't happen, And so I'm just really grateful for that. But not only was the experience, it was unexpected expectations, but it was just like the experience itself, it solidified a lot of things for us as a couple. Like, me and her, we've been through this big journey with me being incarcerated and her staying with me and riding it out. So you would think that proves everything that you need to prove, but there are just certain things in life that happens for a husband and wife to be able to tackle together. And I guess it's kind of show and prove. Like, we knew we could do it, but to see it, and it felt good throughout the process, and it didn't feel like we were trying too hard.
No.
That's the thing that I loved about it. It didn't feel like it was like, oh, this is exhausting, but we're making it through. It was kind of like, no, this was easy.
Right. I think it really helped me to be able to go with the flow because you were going with the flow. If I had a sense that you were in a like discomfort or just not with it, it would have been hard for me to just be cool because you being good makes me good, Yeah, so sure. I think the fact that both of us were like, this is what we got to do, let's just go and make the best of it, and we had that attitude going into it, made all the difference, because then we had to come back and still be partners to tackle this house and getting this house back together, which is still being put back together.
But we can see it.
We can see it, and we have water. Wash in there.
So you can see why that was a high for me this week in terms of what we explained to you guys. And
we've been going through it, y'all.
It's been dope. And that's not even everything.
That's not.
That's just a part of it. But, you know, it's been good. Unexpected expectation. That's actually a perfect way to put that, because we've been going through that and still going through that right now. So
the thing about it, though, is like, I think ours maybe were a little bit more exaggerated and bigger than a lot of times. But that is life. And honestly, with me and you, and the life that we had being locked up for all them years, we're so used to that unexpected expectation. Mm-hmm. Like, we always go into it. We always go. Even if it was just to go in to visit. Mm-hmm. I can even say I'm from your end. You coming to visit, you plan on them opening the gate at this time. Mm-hmm. And how many times does that not work? And how many times does it not work where you get to go and get your hair, your beard trimmed, or at the time when you had hair lined up, or get your clothes ironed, or even wash them in time? Like, me going to visit, like, I have this expectation that I'm going to get up at 7, get my gas filled, be on the road, and get there by 9:30, and then we get in, and da-da-da-da. And how many times do we get there and then be like, no, there's nothing that we planned that's going to happen like we thought. Like, this is just kind of our life. Yeah. We've always had the wrenches thrown at us, and we just kind of move and shake and do what we got to do. Yeah. It's different doing it out here, though, because we're still getting used to operating out here together as a team.
Yeah, very much so.
It's different.
It is. I don't think you ever get used to it, especially me and her have always been fiercely independent our whole lives. Mm-hmm. And so now we're still in the learning process of, even though we've been together a long time, we're now cohabitating and we're learning how to be team members. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and that is you feel very juvenile in situations when you realize you don't know how to do that. You're like a grown man feeling like, damn, I messed up, because you thinking like, I should have did this differently. Yeah. And I think part of it is because you're so emotionally involved with the other person, and you realize that not only did I mess up, but I didn't do something and it hurt their feelings, or it made them feel like they wasn't included, or it made feel like that you didn't need them. So there's other factors at play here, and it was just like throughout that process, we didn't feel none of that. Right. We didn't feel none of that until the water got turned on, and then the water got turned on.
We started acting a whole fool.
We started acting a damn donkey, but
it was like we were at our limit. We were like, I've been nice to you for 14 days. I ain't raised my voice. I ain't said nothing crazy to you. The water came on, and we were like, ah! So, and I'm tired of you always doing like that. And the cool part about
it is it'd be over something hella stupid.
I don't remember what started it. We had a blowout.
We did. We had a blowout.
Like, we just need to get it out of our system, I guess.
But if for married couples, blowout now is a bad thing. And it may feel like that during, and it may feel like that right afterwards, right? But what you learn is, okay, I have the capacity to do this. Mm-hmm. And I can also be like this. I might need to correct that. For me, it was like we had this amazing experience of unexpected expectations. Then we get home, and then we reach the goal. And it wasn't like I felt, oh, I wanna fight. It was more like things were happening, which we discussed, that because we're so in love and we're riding together, that unexpectedly we might do something to slight the other person. And because we were in the midst of that love and that companionship and that doing for each other and that teamwork, those type of things hurt a little bit more. And we reacted. Yeah. We definitely reacted when that happened. I know I did, because I told you like the next day, like, I didn't handle that well. Like, I was feeling some type of way, and I didn't handle that well because it just felt like that. It felt like
it literally
my partner don't like me no more. And she said it's basically the same thing.
That was the same thing. She said, was why I was hurt. Yeah, like, it literally, you can always tell when we have fallen to a next level of, like, having stronger feelings for each other, because we end up getting into a huge fight. Yeah. And normally the fight is only because somebody's feelings got hurt, and because we're both very much alphas and not really going to let you see that you hurt me. We go here instead of really, we just want to be like, just hold me and tell me you love me. Yeah. But we go here, and then you go, and then I'm going to top you, and now we're just mad. and angry, but really it all stemmed because we were hurt that I didn't feel like you liked me that much, and you said that.
It stemmed because the inflection that you put on a word today is not, you put it on that same inflection 2 weeks ago, but today it means something different.
It's different
because I love you so much,
right.
And so
like,
that's why we can't remember what the damn arguments about because it'd be stuff like that. Yeah,
it'd be stupid and serious.
Yeah,
but then like once we finally calm down and talk about it, it's just like, oh, because you love me.
Yeah.
Because you want to be by me.
No doubt.
But yeah, anytime I used to tease him too, like when he was locked up, and he'd be like, girl, because I'm feeling you, like I'm really feeling you, and I'd be like, oh God, here we go. Anytime this man started feeling stronger for me, I'd always get in trouble. He'd be mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't do nothing. Anything I did was like, why you ain't do it like this? Because I would have done it like this because that's how I feel about you, so you don't feel like that way for me? Like, it was so... I said hello.
I remember one time, and she don't even know this. I remember one time I got mad at her because she said yeah instead of yes. Because I was so into her. And the yeah I felt flippant. Well, the yes would be like...
No, but it's real.
No, that's real.
It does happen
I'm
like
telling
that.
you, inflections on words can you over and when you're in love with somebody because it's like, I need... Even though it's a simple sentence, there's something somewhere in that sentence you can let me know that you love me, and you didn't. And whether it be the inflection on this word or that word, so that's kind of where it comes from.
And the other person is like, sir, I was just asking if you wanted a sandwich. I didn't even know that we was talking about love right now.
It's funny how stupid you feel when you calm down and talk about this stuff, and you be like, that's what you meant? We'd be a trip. I don't know. Y'all be like that, or is it just us? Because it'd be like that.
We be acting up, and it'd be so silly. And then we be so open and raw after it'd be like, oh, let's just talk so gently to each other because I don't want to feel like that. And then the other day I had to tell him, like, I am trying so hard to keep talking nice to you, but you are really trying. You are making this very difficult. Because
What?
When he knows I go from 0 to 100 fast, and I'll try to implement things to make sure that I don't, like saying like, okay, let's talk about this later, or I don't want to talk about it, or let's not. And he knows exactly what to say to me, and it's like he says it once, and if I say chill or stop, and he says it that second time, she gone. Like it. The
thing is, yeah,
I can't even control. It's like I'm saying like, okay, don't do that again. Call me crazy. One more time. Y'all remember that scene?
Yeah, you better not hit me with that truck.
Call me crazy. One more time.
Cool. All right, hold it. All right. Better not hit me with that truck.
Now check this out. The thing is, she'll be like that. And I think even more so is she's not mad at that I said the next thing. She's mad because I don't give a that she's mad. She wants and I don't. I'll be like, I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm trying. I'm like, you see me trying right now, and you're not helping me try.
But a cat like me, I'm thinking, I done whoop so many ass that's way tougher than you.
You ain't gonna whoop mine.
I'm not gonna whoop hers. Exactly. But at the same time, I'm thinking, it's like, I'm definitely not doing about that because, woo. And then what happens later is,
but like, he does though. That's the
thing.
I
do. But what do you say? I got time for it today.
Oh yeah, I had time today.
So that's what I be thinking. Like, okay, I got time. I ain't doing nothing. I'm ready to fight. Let's go.
And I'd be like, but babe, remember how we were just talking about we weren't gonna do that? And he'd be like, not today. Like it literally.
No, you don't ever get that out because I'll interrupt you.
Like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He literally will like. He's an antagonist.
That's not true.
He's an arsonist. Here's what he does. He will go and set the fire and then walk away and just be like, I don't know how that fire got lit. Who did that?
Why would you tell all these people that a convicted felon is an arsonist?
Because they know
that's
not why you went. They can look at you and tell that ain't it.
Okay. I don't agree with the arsonist thing, but she seems to think that I'm a...
Ask his friends. Ask every friend he has. They're all going to tell you.
The one you used to talk about this with, I ain't even friends with him no more. So actually, he's probably the arsonist.
No.
Did you try to start a fire after I left him?
He still was right about that. He is an
I ain't no arsonist. I'm the type of person that's like, we can't tell the truth on Thursdays. Like, that's what I ask when people don't like what I'm saying. I'm like, I just want to tell the truth today.
No, but the truth is not always what you tell.
I always tell the truth.
He might tell the truth, but this is what he does. This is not like this is figuratively what he does. He'll say, I'm going to tell the truth. What you going to do about it? You want to hear the truth? Do something. Like, who's going to just respond like, okay, thanks for the truth? You do that to me, I'm ready to fight you. Now, I'm saying that figuratively. He doesn't get in my face like that, but that's what it feels like, the way he does things. It's like he be right here and like, you got to hold your own and show like, I ain't no punk either.
Yeah.
You about to be punking me?
I don't doubt when two alphas are married that they go through the same thing we go through.
Probably.
You know, but mind you, our marriage is filled with a lot of love.
It
but
is.
there's not 1 second that something happens and she don't think she right and I don't think I'm right.
Because I do be right.
She don't.
And he comes back and tells me I'm right. That's why I know I be right.
That's not what I tell you. What I tell you.
What?
Often wrong, never uncertain.
But that be applying to you.
No, you.
But it be applying to you. You say it to me, but it really applies to you.
I don't think so.
He be wrong.
I don't think so. But you wrong now.
Says you who is wrong.
Who can't admit it. See, this is what we go through. So, America, understand.
Not America.
America. Absolutely. America, understand that this is a situation that we're going to continue to go through. We love each other. Don't get it twisted at all. But this one right here is a handful, and I honestly don't think I could have married anything but a handful.
You like it. It keeps you on your toes. Keeps it spicy. He's good. Like, he's a handful, too. Everybody thinks, oh, he's so cool and chill and laid back. No, he's not. Nothing chill about this man. He has no chill.
I think he's a lot of chill.
He bugs out. Like, he bugs. And it'd be like, what is wrong with you?
Well, I'm a thug. Expect me to bug. It's in my blood.
Why'd I do that?
But at the same time, there are things that matter to me that she doesn't understand because she's been the independent woman for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of times she don't get it. But I think it's the same thing here. There's things that are super important to her that I don't understand how important it is until after the fact. But it's a learning process. We're learning how to deal with these things together. Like now, if she's really concerned about something that she hears, you know what I'm saying? My response won't be what it was before. It's a learning process. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to admit that you told me that, and I was like, I didn't take you seriously until that last second, and it was too late then. Mm-hmm. That last second that night, and then the next day is when the leak happened. But it just
we had that. We had to have that happen.
Yeah.
For both of us, for you to just be like, she ain't stupid. She knows things. He thinks I'm the smartest person in the world until I have to tell him something. As soon as it's me having to tell him, I know nothing. But before that, like, damn, babe, you smart. You be doing this. You be doing that. I mean, genius. Until I have to tell him. Until it's something I can give him, and then it's like, you don't know nothing.
See, this is the thing, right?
You don't know nothing.
When baby quotes me, she don't quote the whole thing. Because I say, babe, you smart as a motherfucker today. Oh, that's what I say.
Just today.
That day, in that moment, you're definitely smart. And then the next day, she tops that smart with more smart. That's not to say that when you tell me something, you're still not smart, because you are.
I am.
You know? Yeah.
I know.
Absolutely. But I've disagreed with smart people before.
And be wrong when you do it.
Not really.
This one you do.
No. But she'll keep hitting that ball. Y'all keep catching it. Can't.
Get on my nerves. And you know I'm right.
Why are you right?
Because I am.
You're not.
That's just it. Like, you know it. Later, this is the thing. Every time he says I'm not right, literally within the 24 to 48 hours, he comes back being like, all right, babe, you was right. And it ain't.
Are you saying this every time this happens?
I'll say 90%.
That's not true. Don't have the people believing that. Don't have the people believing that. That's not true. But it happens sometimes. And it happens with her sometimes. Like, she'll tell me, okay, you was right. I see your point.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a lot rarer, though.
But I think a lot of times in marriages, a lot of times women do tend to be right a little bit more. But
I think we just look at the bigger picture differently and see more than y'all see. Because I think Babe sees right here.
No, that's not true.
He might see right here. But he don't a lot of times look at that.
No, I just see, and that's where we differ, because I feel like I'm looking at this, but looking at it differently.
It's right here. He looks at it.
You know what I'm saying? She's looking at this and looking at it differently than I am.
That's true. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we definitely give. It's a give and take.
Yeah, because at the end of the thing, we were like, well, what were you thinking? And then you tell me, like, oh, okay, I see that. And then what were you thinking? All right, we'll go this way or you go this way, and then we'll decide. But so that's how it happens.
Yeah. Well, babe, how do you feel? You feel like we covered the topic of the unexpected expectation? Did we give a full picture of it?
No.
We gave you no, but we've been going a long time. There's more to it.
The reason why this is a topic, that's where the reason why I say we didn't cover it, is because the reason why this is a topic is because coming from where we come from, what we've been doing the last few years, last 20 plus years, unexpected stuff doesn't usually sit well with us, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've been incarcerated, and there's not a lot of unexpected stuff that happens with incarceration. She's been riding, but at the same time, she's very good about, like, this is my life right here, and I keep it this way. So when you have a guy come home and you guys are cohabitating together, things open up for her. When you come home from prison and you're doing a lot of stuff that you wasn't doing for 20 plus years, things open up for me. So it's like a lot of stuff coming at us at one time. And that's what we were trying to explain to you about the trip and the water and the COVID and everything else that's been going on. That's the unexpected expectation, because where we come from, we're extremely proud that we made it through. Like, we had an A+ on that. Mm-hmm. That whole process, that unexpected expectations. And I'm gonna tell you this: you said I was going with the flow. It was hard to go with the flow throughout the whole thing, but I said it in my mind that that's what I'm gonna do. So that's when I told you I was at the wedding and some time needed to take some air. Mm-hmm. That's what I was doing, because it was like, there's a lot going on right now. Yeah. But what I didn't want is all this unexpected stuff to happen, and then baby be like, okay, well, we could do it this way, but Pookie might not be comfortable, so let's do it this way. Like, I just wanted to just run with it and be able to make a decision about stuff that we didn't know what was going to happen next, and then go with it. So that's what was important.
Yeah, I appreciate that you had that perspective, because like I said, it would have been a lot more stressful if I had to be worried about how you were feeling too. Yeah. But I mean, he came in, he stepped up, took care of my grandma the whole time, basically carried her around the whole day, because she she's older and can't walk that great. So he was on grandma patrol, and even the other day, yesterday when I was with her, she was like, he took such good care of me. I was like, look at Pookie. But he was, he jumped in. He just was a family member. He jumped in where we needed him to. He went to the house, brought all the stuff back, which ended up, when he had to go back and get his coat, he ended up bring all the packages. He called me and was like, should I just bring them? I was like, just bring them. And he ends up getting the dress that Alicia's sister was supposed to wear. Her matron of honor. Mm-hmm. It hadn't even arrived, so they had a plan B. The dress had arrived at the house. Baby having to go back ended up getting the dress. It got all of the bridesmaids' jewelry that hadn't come. I think even our coat things. I don't know, but you saved the day. So
that was cool.
Even though that was unexpected, it worked out and was a reason that it happened.
It did. And it gave me a little time by myself to kind of cruise through the hood and whatnot, and I ain't go all the way in, but I just stopped to looked at a couple of hots that back in the day used to be like, okay, I remember that, and then just kept going. I had to get back for the wedding, but it was fun. It was fun. The wedding was in Burbank, and so I had to go back to LA to get that coat. So it was kind of give you guys an idea of how far it was, but it was dope. Man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Even though like this last month has been very trying, I have had a great time just spending the time with you. Like even getting to know things about you better. Like I learned this man, if he's hungry or cold, he don't operate well with that.
No, I don't like to be hungry or cold. That's just like, as a man, you always feel like those are two things that you can prevent, and when it happens, it's kind of like, what is going on in my life right now?
He can't. He's like, I'm the same way. If I'm tired and hot, I'm a child. I'm a whole toddler. Whole toddler. Like, it's just, I'm ridiculous, worthless.
Yeah, but the unexpected expectation thing is definitely something that I felt like we got married in July. This motherfucking marriage didn't get kicked off until January. I'm telling you, y'all, it didn't get kicked off. And the reason why is because, like I said, we have all these things that we know as a couple we can do. But we just got to do it finally, man. And to see you in that light and know that anytime something happens with my baby unexpected, I'm going to be more in love with that woman. I knew that going in, but it was good to feel and see. And vice versa.
I agree with
It was cool.
Sentiment, yeah.
And not to mention, y'all, she looked good as a motherfucker in that damn dress at that wedding.
Oh, she did. She did.
She looked good as hell in that damn dress at that wedding. Listen, let me tell you something. I came back from getting my jacket and all the stuff when we was in L.A., I come upstairs, she just walking around the hotel in a gown and got the slit out and everything. I said, what's going on? What are you doing right now? She was just like, I mean, somebody needs to see this flyness. So that's the type of woman I'm.
I mean, I figure, 9 times out of 10, I probably will never wear that dress again because it was such a big event. You weren't typically wearing dresses again. I said, y'all need to see me every second you can in this dress.
That's right.
Every second.
That's my baby right there. That's my girl. That's my girl. Use some sugar. Just a little bit. Now get your ass in the room.
Because it was I just felt great in it. It was fun to be dressed up. Yeah, we got to dress up for our wedding, but I was in like a wedding dress. It was different. Like having a gown for a New Year's Eve party.
And you was gigging in that dress.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best dress to be gigging in, but it was still fun.
Yeah,
it was a good night. So I think we had a great trip. I think it was fun. We got everything we wanted to do accomplished. We came home, got everything accomplished. That's working out for us. So even though all the things were the things that came up unexpectedly, I'm glad that we were able to like work them. And it be something that really ended up being a positive for us instead of it being like a negative or some kind of a sore spot. That's what I'm grateful for.
Yeah, me too. Like every time we look back on that whole experience, we can always smile.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I like lifing with you, babe. It's been fun.
I like when you call it that.
Lifing?
That's exactly what we're doing.
We be lifing, yo. It's serious out here. And I be thinking that it was going to be easier with a partner. And it seems like, I don't know what I thought was going to be easier. Because we get the same amount of stuff. We have to juggle and move the same amount of stuff.
It would be easier.
It's crazy.
And the reason why I felt that way is because you got your stuff, and then you got my stuff too.
That's true.
So, all I had to do was my stuff in the joint. Now I come home and it's like when I'm going through something or you going through something that's also coming at me.
Right.
So it's a lot.
It is.
But we're doing it.
We did it, babe, and we gonna keep doing it.
Up top. That's what I'm talking about.
Guys, thanks for rocking with us. Thanks for being with us here today. And hopefully you will come back with us next week. We will plan to be here. I think every Thursday is when we're going to post. So make sure you check us out on YouTube at SpiceLifeTv. That's my channel. But we're going to put the podcast there until we figure out what we're going to do with that. But then we're trying to get it. Hopefully by the time you hear this, it will be on where you listen to podcasts too. We've been looking at setting up Anchor, SoundCloud, Apple, and there's another one I'm working on. So, fingers crossed, because I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, for sure, you'll be able to catch us on YouTube every week at Thursday, and we'll be back next week with another topic. If you guys have something that you're interested to know about us or have a topic that you'd like us to discuss, please feel free to leave that down in the comment section. Me and Pookie check. I didn't know Pookie been checking the comments, y'all. He been checking the comments. I didn't know he was doing that, so that's good. So y'all say what's up to Pookie. We got the Spice Rack, the Pookie Pack. And until next time, we will see you guys later.
Thanks for joining the To The Wheel Fall Off podcast, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.